Why are the very architects of our digital future digging graves for the present? What if I told you the AI revolution isn't about better search engines or writing emails? It is a controlled demolition of the human workforce, timed to perfection. Look at this image. Really look at it. This isn't a fallout shelter for nuclear war. This is a panic room built for you. By the end of this video, you will understand why the richest men on Earth are terrified of what they've built, and why they believe the only way to survive the next 2 years is to hide from the rest of us. Turn on the news. What do you hear? AI will be a co-pilot. AI will create new jobs we can't even imagine yet. Universal basic income will be a safety net. It's a lullaby, a soft digital frequency designed to keep you sleepwalking while they lock the doors. The official narrative is that we are in a transition period. They tell you to learn to code, to upskill, to adapt. They tell you that humanity always finds a way. But then, the mask slips, just for a second. Emad Mostaque, the founder of Stability AI, an insider, a man who has seen the code that runs the simulation, didn't get the memo about keeping quiet. He says it comes overnight. Mostaque isn't talking about a recession. He's talking about a hard reset. He explicitly stated that billionaires are buying up bunkers because they know what's coming. Mass unemployment leading to total social collapse. Not in 10 years. Next year. This is the smoking gun. If the technology was truly benevolent, why are its creators preparing for the apocalypse? You don't build a fortress if you're planning a party. You build a fortress when you know you're about to starve the village. Goldman Sachs predicts 300 million jobs lost. That's the conservative estimate. That's the don't scare the cattle number. Mostaque argues that because there is no precedent for this speed, for an intelligence that doubles in capability every few months, the economic models are trash. This isn't the Industrial Revolution. When the tractor replaced the farmer could move to the factory. When the AI replaces the coder, the writer, the accountant, and the analyst, where do they go? They don't go anywhere. They become what the historian Yuval Noah Harari calls the useless class. There is a term for this in military strategy. It isn't progress, it isn't disruption. The true term for this operation is controlled demolition. They aren't trying to fix the economy. They're trying to crash it so they can buy the wreckage for pennies on the dollar. They need the system to break so they can rebuild it without you in the equation. Mostaque admits that nobody knows where this ends, but the actions of the elite tell us exactly where they think it ends. Zuckerberg is building a $100 million compound in Hawaii with its own energy supply and food sources. Peter Thiel has a panic room in New Zealand. These aren't vacation homes, these are lifeboats. But the bunkers are just the surface. That's just where they plan to hide. The real question is, what are they planning to do to us while they're underground? What I'm about to show you ties this directly to an event from 1929 that reshaped the world order. You won't believe the connections. They are using the exact same playbook, line for line. First, hit the like button if you think the news lies to you every single day. Prove that you're paying attention. Let's go deeper. Emad Mostaque is the canary in the coal mine, but who is holding the cage? This isn't about technology. It's about leverage. For the entirety of human history, the ruling class needed labor. They needed serfs to farm, slaves to build, and employees to file paperwork. Labor was your leverage. You could strike, you could revolt. You had value because they needed your sweat and your mind. AI removes the need for labor, and when the elite no longer need you to maintain their lifestyle, what do you think happens to your rights? Look at the pattern. It's undeniable. They did it with the blue-collar workforce in the 80s, outsourcing manufacturing to crush the unions and lower wages. They did it with the homeowners in 2008, predatory loans to transfer real estate assets from the people to the banks. And now, they're doing it with the white-collar class using AI. The thread tying them all together is the systematic removal of independence. They stripped you of your industry, then your property, and now your cognitive utility. They are hollowing out the middle class until there are only two groups left, the gods in the bunkers and the desperate masses in the streets. Douglas Rushkoff, a media theorist, was invited to a private meeting with 5 of the world's richest tech billionaires. They didn't ask him about the future of the internet. They asked him one question: how do I keep my security guards loyal after the money becomes worthless? Think about that. They know the dollar is going to collapse when AI hits. They know the social contract is void. They are already planning for a world where the only law is the one they enforce with shock collars. Mostaque's warning about social collapse isn't a theory, it's an itinerary. The overnight shift Mostaque talks about is the tipping point where AI becomes cheaper than human subsistence. Why pay you $50,000 a year when an API costs $50 a month? And here's the kicker. The governments know this. Why do you think there is a sudden, coordinated push for digital IDs and central bank digital currencies? If millions lose their jobs overnight, the government offers UBI, Universal Basic Income, free money. But there's a catch. To get the money, you accept the control. You accept the surveillance. You accept that you are no longer a producer, but a ward of the state. The bunkers aren't just for protection from the mobs. They are the command centers for the new feudalism. So where does that leave you? You might be thinking, I'm safe. I'm a creative. I have human touch. Wake up. Stability AI, Midjourney, Sora. They didn't come for the ditch diggers first. They came for the artists. They came for the soul. If you are sitting there thinking your degree, your tenure, or your experience will save you, you are suffering from normalcy bias. You are standing on the beach watching the water recede, admiring the shells, ignoring the tsunami on the horizon. Mostaque says it starts next year. That means you have months, not decades. The collapse of the labor market will trigger a collapse in real estate because unemployed people can't pay mortgages. It will trigger a collapse in pensions because the funds are invested in the very companies that are being disrupted. The social collapse they fear is the moment you realize the game is rigged and you stop playing. That is what they are afraid of. They aren't afraid of starvation. They are afraid of you waking up. Back to this bunker. I told you I'd explain its true meaning. This isn't just concrete and steel. This is a monument to their guilt. They know they have stolen the future. They know that when the AI wave hits, it will wash away the illusion of the American dream. They are walling themselves in because they know they have committed a crime against humanity, the obsolescence of the human soul for profit. They are building cages. They just decided to lock themselves inside the gilded ones and leave us in the open-air prison. The billionaires are preparing for the end of the world, but they made one miscalculation. They assumed we would just lay down and die. Here is the final truth. They need AI because they are afraid of human numbers. They are afraid of human unpredictability. Don't let them gaslight you into thinking this is natural evolution. It is a heist. If you want to survive what's coming, you need to become ungovernable. You need to build communities they can't digitize. You need skills they can't download. Join the resistance. Subscribe to this channel if you want the intel they try to redact. Share this video to wake up one more person before the blackout starts. I'll see you on the other side.